mood around camp like now you still play for South Africa's?
Yeah, mood around the camp is still really positive. I think coming off the back of last week, we're really impressed and really happy as a group to finally put out a performance that we knew we were capable of. The mood this week has been, really focused. We know that the South African women aren't to be underestimated. We know it's going to be a really strong physical game. Home crowd, home advantage always makes it tough to play. But yeah, the girls have trained really well this week. We're really excited to come out against a new opposition and looking forward to hopefully having a good atmosphere out there tomorrow.
It's when you're not winning that sort of circumstance as well, where you're perfect second half. Do you notice the energy that you get and the confidence that gives you when you're back and training back on that those type of Monday energies, those sessions?
Yeah, definitely. I think, and you could really feel the shift out there in that last 20. It was a really positive momentum for us, and it was really exciting to be able to play the type of footy and see players like Maya stand out and really do their thing to the best of their ability. Coming back to training this week, yeah, I think your next step after a win is probably the most important, and for us, it's been coming out and knowing that last week was a real positive, but we really have to knuckle down and keep working this week to get the same result. So yeah, tough turnaround, short turnaround, but I think really exciting and hopefully going to use that momentum from last week to help us through this week.
Who's on South Africa as well, sort of ranked 11th, but I guess that the Islands were nobody thought kind of showed the rankings at these sort of stages don't really matter. Like they're played teams that be playing well above whatever sort of that ranking says.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're seeing with some of those transitions into full-time programs at the moment. I think South Africa's been full-time for coming on 3 years now. Some big changes in their programming, some big changes in the Irish program, Welsh program over the last few years, and ourselves as well. I think now that these programs are starting to step up, getting some more resources, we're seeing teams improve and we're seeing players improve as you'd expect with those sorts of changes. So I think, rankings can be taken lightly. It's always, with any sport, and particularly with rugby, it's who shows up on the day. But, it's really exciting to see the growth across the globe and through all the different nations at this point in time.
That's how you spell with AEST. Because that South Africa won their first game, I mean, you guys are on top of the ladder, but I imagine that, if you won't win this tournament, so it's an important game from that respect.
Yeah, definitely. This is a crucial one for us. We know that coming off the back of the win themselves, us coming off the back of the win, Scotland in really good form at the moment too. Every game in this short series is really crucial. So we'll be definitely looking to come out and put some of our best footy out there this weekend to try and I guess bring the possibility and try and shore up the ability of us to win this tournament.
I know, like, obviously, Ashmartin isn't going to match the total for the main cat, to come out of Victoria. And, it's a quite bad week for Victoria, I've seen, with the Rebels Women's program at. What are your thoughts on, like, every other football coach seems to be looking to expand the women's game and their footprint in Australia and yet rugby finding at that. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I think it's definitely disappointing for all the women from Victoria and playing Victoria at the moment, just as much as it is for the men. And I think people like Ash Masters are a testament to the talent we have in that part of Australia as well. I think it's a really tough one. It's obviously disappointing to see the competition potentially decreasing in the number of teams. We would love to, I guess, continue to build the amount of depth and about a talent we have across this sport in Australia. I know that Rugby Australia is working really hard to make sure that those players are supported, and there are still pathways and avenues in Victoria for girls that want to stay in the game, because ultimately that's what we would love. We'd love people from all over Australia and more people from WA, NT, places where probably rugby's not as big or as well known to start playing and start picking up the ball as well. So hopefully just a small bump in the road, and hopefully over the next few years the work and the fight will continue. Obviously the better products we can make at this level, the better products we can make at the Super Rugby level, hopefully that means people are interested in wanting to be invested in rugby, and I'm hopeful that down the track that'll lead to seeing those teams be reinstated and to continue to grow this game in Australia.
It's on sort of South Africa, it's on sort of full-time aspect of it as well. Like and I think JSA talked about the Ford battle, Ash probably being kid out as well. What does that look like in terms of your sort of preview about what to sort of be wearing of, what the sort of strengths will lie, particularly around that set piece game?
Yeah, definitely. We're expecting a really physical game this weekend. We know that they've got a really strong pack, and we saw that with their scrum and their line out against Japan last week. So focus this week has definitely been on that collision zone, as it has been for the last few months with us, making sure that we can win that and be dominant on both sides of the ball. Won't give too much of our strategy away, Nath, or hopefully you'll be able to see it on the weekend. But yeah, we've definitely primed and prepared for a big physical game this weekend.
I guess when you look at sort of squad now, again, look sort of had just a younger blood as well. You've looked into Ruby Ennis came over, Sam Wood, Baharia, also girls under at 21. The sort of priming is that sort of core team to come of like years to come. You still have that sort of this experience of this tours like this, and coming into now sort of off the bat the win what could do just to sort of grow their sort of abilities just and give them confidence for the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think a tour like this, travelling to the different side of the world, playing different international teams, and being part of it in training environment week in, week out for a decent period of time, it's really beneficial for those girls. All of them have incredibly fantastic attitudes, incredible skill sets, and I think, yeah, for them to come in, you can really see how much they're growing and developing each week, not only in their skills, but their confidence to back their skills and to use their voices to command around the field and to drive things and have opinions and ask questions. So I think it's really exciting for them. It's really exciting for us as some older players too, having them come in and kind of nip at the ankles and give us a push forward as well and show what they can do and what they're learning. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's really exciting for the Wallaroos and Australian rugby to see what's going to be kind of leading us in the years to come.
Just finding just a bit sort of a different one, but you see sort of overnight South East sort of coming out and sort of praising both your side and South Africa, sort of pumping out the game as well. Like when you have someone like character like that, like Trent's the centre rugby in South Africa, like what's your sort of emotion when you sort of see the support or something like that, and just for the sort of general game, sort of around the world.
Yeah, I think it's huge. Obviously, cliche, but you can't be what you can't see, and I think part of our biggest fight and part of our biggest battle at the moment is getting people to watch women's rugby and getting people involved and excited to be in the stands and cheering and watching it. So I think for someone like Sia, with the platform that he has in the rugby world, but also just the world itself, to come out and to promote the game and to say he's going to be there and to get around it and to acknowledge, I guess, the strength and the talents of players we have like Maya and Eva, I think it's pretty special, and it speaks a lot. And I think, yeah, the more that we can have people in positions like that advocating for our game, I think just that little bit of awareness that we might catch and someone will come along and start advocating for it on their own right and be excited to be part of the journey as well.
Max, what do you like to see rugby in Australia or like to faster Israel or in Cape Town? Like you're one of the most beautiful cities in the world, you've been in Ireland, you've been in Wales, like that's a real point of difference surely for for the instead of you can do the Brexit again drastically where they can only go sort of in state. So when you like sort of maybe see them I guess get behind you a little more in that respect to promote what you where you are and what you can see the world while you play the game.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we've got a really good team of photographers, videographers. Our media team's really great at the moment at actually promoting that, getting images out, getting photos. The staff have been really good at acknowledging that too and allowing us to see some of the world and experience these incredible places that we're in outside of training as well. I think it's a tough one. I think it's definitely one of the big, great draw cards of rugby union, and we all know that. We love it. That's part of probably why we love the game as well. And I think, the ability to promote that is pretty special. And I think, it's something that we hold close to our heart, and hopefully a couple of the girls across back home catch a whiff of that, see what we're doing, see how great it is to be part of it, and maybe grow some interest as well.
Another step one follow-up on about the Rebel situations. Like, I imagine, the season's so short, those girls probably are all nicely working while they're playing. So does that mean that unless they are, willing and able, so I suppose move to dates, that they just won't be able to play at an elite level?
Look, probably not one that I can comment on as clearly, not being in that situation personally myself and not knowing all of their individual circumstances. But I'm sure from what I've heard that there's some pathways that Rugby Australia are looking towards, trying to make sure that they stay within academy programs, high quality training programs during this time. And then I think, as you sort of mentioned, each individual circumstance is going to kind of contribute as to whether or not they can move, whether they can relocate. I'm sure similar to what some of the men have experienced over the last few months as well.
Thanks very much. All the best for the weekend.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, 12 minutes up. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.